Welcome to my channel. I'm Jeff, aka Death Panel, and today we're going to be opening up two Kamigawa Neon Dynasty pre-release boxes. Let's see what's inside. Cool artwork of an artifact creature mech there. Guess you would call it a mech. Cool, I did not realize it was going to come with a die. And it's got the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty symbol right there. Did not know that. Alright. I suppose this is what's considered a box stopper. I don't know. Let's see. Got a foil line sash. It's a 1/1 artifact creature equipment cat for 1 mana, 1 white. From 1 white, exile a target card from a graveyard. If it was a permanent card, put a +1/+1 counter on line sash. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on line sash. It has reconfigured 2. Cool. Got some double-faced fill-in cards. Redeem code that I'm going to try out. I'll be redeeming that before this video is uploaded. Instructions for building a pre-release deck. As we commonly know, most successful draft decks are 2 colors and have exactly 40 cards, 15 to 18 creatures, 5 to 8 other spells, roughly 17 lands. They say 16 to 18. Pretty cool looking artwork there, really small poster, I guess you could call it. Kaido Shizuki. The other box had a black die. I don't know what you would call this thing. Let's open our first pack. Alright. One of the ones I recognize from my collection so far in the arena. Ecologist Terrarium. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle. And you can sacrifice it to put a +1 counter on target creature. Network Disruptor. And the flavor text says, just as I suspected, they thought they'd hidden the terminal, so they got lazy with the encryption. Spirited Companion. 1/1 enchantment creature dog. He's a good boy, because when he enters the battlefield, draw a card. Says she formed a friendship with several playful spirits, and soon the pack was known as the source of much mischief in Eganjo. I assume it's pronounced Eganjo. Kindled Fury. Reckoner Shakedown. Haven't seen this one yet. For 2 mana, 1 black sorcery, that target opponent reveals their hand, you may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't, put 2 +1 counters on a creature or a vehicle you control. That's pretty cool. So it's a discard card or a modification card. Fade into Antiquity. Sky Swimmer's Koi. Creature, a flying fish. And whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Got a Nezumi Blade Blesser, Rat Samurai. Has Death Touch as long as you control an artifact, or Menace as long as you control an enchantment. I suppose I could have both. Okaiba Reckoner Raid. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life for the first 2 turns of the saga. And then exile it to return it to the battlefield transformed under your control as Nezumi Road Captain. Enchantment creature Rat Rogue. Has Menace, and vehicles you control have Menace. Bronze Plate Boar. Has Trample, and equipment creature gets +3/+2. It has Trample. Got a 4/4 legendary creature human advisor Naomi, Pillar of Order, for a 3 mana 1 white 1 black. When she enters the battlefield or attacks, if you control an artifact and an enchantment, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. Got a Ghost Shintai of Hidden Cruelty, a 2/2 legendary enchantment creature shrine, our first shrine here, for 3 mana 1 black, has Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, destroy target creature of toughness X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. And Iganjo Uprising, create X 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. They gain menace and haste until end of turn, and each opponent creates X -1 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. Got a foil Historian's Wisdom, enchantment aura for a 2 mana 1 green, enchant artifact or creature. When it enters battlefield, if enchanted permanent is a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, draw a card. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+1. Got a pretty cool looking art card here. And a ninja creature token that can't be blocked. Got a dramatist puppet, automated artificer, simian sling, equipment monkey, reckoner's bargain, bearer of memory, moon snare prototype, Imperial Oath, Gift of Wrath, a Gunjo Exemplar. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Seems like a lot of the samurais have abilities for attacking alone. The Fall of Lord Konda. Exile target creature an opponent controls with mana value 4 or greater. Each player gains control of all permanents they own on the second and on the third level of the saga, or third turn. Exile the saga and return to battlefield transformed into Fragment of Konda. Has Defender, and when he dies, draw a card. Futurist Operative. Anchor to Reality. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Search your library for an equipment or vehicle card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle. If it has mana value less than the sacrifice permanent's mana value, scry 2. Walking Skyscraper. It's pretty cool. It's got a very large building, possibly corporation or something, on top of, I think, 6 legs. It's an 8/8 artifact creature construct for 8 mana, but costs 1 less to cast for each modified creature you control. And it has trample, as you would imagine it, I guess. And it has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Awesome. Thousand Face Shadow, a 1/1 human ninja for 1 blue. Its ninjutsu costs way more. The ninjutsu cost is 2 mana and 2 blue. It has flying. When it enters battlefield from your hand, if it's attacking, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. The token enters battlefield tapped and attacking. That's pretty cool. I'll look forward to using that. Here's another pretty cool looking art card with a bunch of origami. I don't know if that counts as a paper crane, but whatever kind of origami that is. Samurai 2/2 samurai creature token with vigilance. Network terminal. Add 1 mana of any color, and also you can tap an untapped artifact you control to draw a card and discard a card. It says, public access terminals around Tawashi provide residents with up-to-date information on everything from traffic displays to hostile kami sightings. Ninja's Kunai. Used it once in the arena so far. Pretty useful. A Mirror Shell Crab. Costs 7 mana. And it's a 5/7 and has Ward 3. For its channel cost of 3 mana, you can discard it to counter target spell or ability unless its controller pays 3. Got a Golden Tail Disciple, has lifelink. Kami's Flare. Clawing Torment. Enchantment Aura. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets -1/-1 and can't block. Enchanted permanent has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Geothermal Kami. When it enters the battlefield, you may return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain 3 life. Jukai Preserver. Inkrise Infiltrator. Pretty cool looking artwork there with some kind of magical wings. Human ninja with flying. And the flavor text says, they can't follow your footprints if you never touch the ground. Tales of Master Sashiro. Put +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. It gains vigilance until end of turn for those first 2 turns. And then transform it into Sashiro's Living Legacy. Old Japanese art style. Snake enchantment creature, Snake Warrior, with vigilance and haste. And it says, in times of strife, the foolish make a fist, while the wise man make a friend. Asari Captain has haste, and whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, it gets +1 power until end of turn for each samurai or warrior you control. Looking forward to using that. Essence Capture. Counter target creature spell, and put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control for 2 blue. I wonder if anyone's already saying that this is overpowered. That's pretty cool. Silver Fur Master. Alternate art style than the one I have on the arena. 1 blue and 1 black, and he's a 2/2, and his ninjutsu cost is the same as his original cost. Ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Other ninja and rogue creatures you control get +1/+1. Weaver of Harmony. Other enchantment creatures you control get +1/+1. And copy target activated or triggered ability. For 1 green, tap them to copy target activated or trigger ability you control from an enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. Jungle Hollow. Beautiful artwork there, and it's a land that enters battlefield tapped. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. 1/1 monk token, and it adds 1 green. Got a Thundersteel Colossus. 7/7 artifact vehicle with trample and haste. Crew 2. It costs 7 mana. Mnemonic Sphere. Kitsune Ace. Kami of Industry. Kami of Terrible Secrets. Careful Cultivation. Intercessor's Arrest. Enchant permanent. Can't attack or block or crew vehicles. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Coiling Stalker. Green Snake Ninja. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control that doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it. Kumano faces Kakazan. Deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for its 2nd turn. And then for 3rd turn, transform it to Etching of Kumano. He has haste, and if a creature dealt damage this turn by a source you controlled would die, exile instead. Blossom Prancer. He's got what I suppose is Cherry Blossom Tree for his antlers. Let me know in the comments below if that's not what Cherry Blossom Tree looks like, or if there's something else that looks like that. And he has reach. Spirit creature. When he enters battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, you gain 4 life. High Speed Hover Bike. Artifact vehicle. Tempered in Solitude. Lizard Blades. Double Strike. Equipped creature has Double Strike. Got a foil, Season of Renewal. Choose 1 or both. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, or return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Got Scoured Barrens. I've already got like 3 of those in the arena for white or black, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Got a Mythic Rare from Ultra Pro. Ask for them at your local game store. Gives you deck boxes, protector sleeves, playmats, and more. Looks like the next one they got in the pack backwards, or a whole bunch of these. I'm just kidding. Crafted Growth. Searchlight Companion. Artifact Creature Drone. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Armguard Familiar. Artifact creature Equipment Beast. Has Ward 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has Ward 2. And it has Reconfigure for 4 mana. Dragonfly Suit. Aki Ember Keeper. Enchantment creature Goblin Warrior. Whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. You are already dead. Instant for 1 black. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn and draw a card. I put this in a couple of my decks in the arena so far, but I haven't used it just yet. Tamiyo's Safekeeping. I think a couple people have said they don't like this, but I think it seems to already be popular, and I'm looking forward to using it soon. For 1 green, target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible till end of turn, and you gain 2 life. It says to keep the reality chip out of Jen Detaxius' hand, the Wanderer entrusted it to Tamiyo. 7-Tail Mentor. Guardians of Oboro. Got another Fall of Lord Kondo. Assassin's Ink. For 2 mana, 2 black. Costs 1 less to cast if you control an artifact, and 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Says a Reckoner always has another trick up their sleeve, or as their sleeve. Hotshot Mechanic. Web Spinner Cuff. Equipment Spider. Has reach, and equipped creature gets +1/+4 and has reach, and reconfigure for 4 mana. It's a pretty cool concept. Springleaf Avenger. Insect Ninja. He returns target permanent card from graveyard to your hand when he deals combat damage to a player. Tranquil Cove. Enters the battlefield tapped and you gain 1 life. Whiter blue mana. Got another Dramatist Puppet. Wanderer's Intervention. Deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Unstoppable Ogre. Debt to the Kami. Choose 1. Target opponent exiles a creature they control, or target opponent exiles an enchantment they control. Master's Rebuke. Short Circuit. Ancestral Katana. Moon Circuit Hacker. Enchantment Creature, Human Ninja. Peerless Samurai. The Modern Age. First 2 turns, draw a card, then discard a card, and then transform it into Vector Glider, Enchantment Creature Spirit. Here we have our very cool Leech Gauntlet. Artifact Creature Equipment Leech. Has lifelink. Any equipped creature has lifelink. Reconfigure 4. I'm going to use that in similar artifacts soon. I've had an opponent use it against me once in the arena so far. Go Shintai of Boundless Vigor. Legendary enchantment creature shrine. With trample and at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 when you do. Put a +1/+1 counter on target shrine for each shrine you control. Orochi Merge Keeper. Snake Druid. Kotose the Silent Spider. Legendary creature human ninja. When he enters the battlefield, exile a target card other than a basic land card from an opponent's graveyard. Search their graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Then that player shuffles. For as long as you control Kotose, you may play one of the exiled cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. That's pretty cool. And we got a new Neon Dynasty Swamp. Certainly doesn't really look at all like a swamp, but that's okay. Pretty cool looking artwork there on this token creature spirit. All this, also a cool rat rogue token creature that somehow I didn't see earlier. Now we're on to the second pack. Got a foil Thousand Face Shadow and some double face cards. Another redeem code. Iron Apprentice. Aki Warpaint. Another Wanderer's Intervention. Another Unstoppable Ogre. Another Clawing Torment. Master Rebuke again. Another Short Circuit. Another 7-Tail Mentor. Aki Ronin, with alternate card style. 1/3 Goblin Samurai for 1 mana, 1 red. And whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Azusa's Mini Journeys. You may play an additional land this turn. You gain 3 life on the second turn. And then on the third turn, transform it into Likeness of the Seeker, enchantment creature human monk. Whenever Likeness of the Seeker becomes blocked, untap up to 3 lands you control. Alright. Reinforced Ronin, artifact creature human samurai. He's I guess he's either an armored samurai Ronin, or I guess he's just completely robotic artifact creature. Yeah. Has haste, and at the beginning of your end step, return him to its owner's hand. So if your opponent's using this, depending on what you have for instance, you won't really be able to do anything to reinforce Ronin, because he'll go back to your opponent's hand at the beginning of their end step. And for the channel cost, discard him to draw a card. So you could use him at least once, and then you could draw a card with him by discarding him. And next we have a Flame Discharge. Deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you controlled a modified creature as you cast a spell, it deals X plus 2 damage instead. And the flavor text says, what? Why would you need a cooling unit? Got a Story Weave. Choose one, put 2 plus 1 counters on target creature you control, or put 2 lore counters on target saga you control. And the next time one or more enchantment creatures enters the battlefield under your control this turn, each enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Oh, cool. So we got a rare here. Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Legendary enchantment creature, Snake Druid. For 1 mana, 1 green, return him to its owner's hand. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest into your graveyard. And for the channel cost of 2X and 2 green, discard Shigeki, return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. And we have Blossoming Sands. Enters battlefield tapped, of course, and you gain 1 life. And the new Neon Dynasty treasure token. Got another Ninja's Kunai, another Network Terminal, Light the Way, +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle, untap it, or return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Experimental Synthesizer. When it enters the battlefield, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card. And for 2 mana, 1 red, sacrifice it to create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. Activate only as a sorcery. Undercity Scrounger. Human rogue artifact creature. Tap them to create a treasure token. Activate only if a creature died this turn. Situational, and I mean, it certainly could be useful, but I think this isn't going to get a lot of play. Careful Cultivation, got another one of those. Another Mnemonic Sphere. Fang of Shigeki, Snake Ninja that has Death Touch. Dokuchi Shadow Walker, an Ogre Ninja. Seems a little weird that an Ogre would be a ninja, but okay. It says Magic the Gathering after all. The Shattered States Era. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Second turn, creatures you control get +1 power until end of turn. And then transform into Nameless Conqueror. Enchantment creature human samurai with trample and haste. It says, from the history of the empire, in the wake of the Kami War, Kamigawa descended into a state of constant warfare. Even with Kyodai's wisdom guiding them, it took the first Imperial's decades of work and bloodshed to subdue the clans and bring peace to the land. Spinning Wheel Kick. For 2X, 2 green, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power of each of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Thirst for Knowledge. It's got Tezzeret on there in the artwork. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. It says, knowledge is the universal currency of the multiverse. It is power, it is freedom, it is possibility itself. Got Nezumi Prowler. When he enters battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. So unless I'm not understanding how that would work when you're attacking with another creature, when Nezumi Prowler enters in with a ninjutsu, but I'm assuming that it would give the other creature Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn, which the opponent would not expect. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try that sometime soon. Alright, we've got a legendary land, Boseiju Who Endures. I remember reading about this online. For its channel cost, 1 mana, 1 green to discard and destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land an opponent controls. That player may search their library for a land card with a basic land type, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. But it only costs 2 to begin with. But alright, cool. Another old style art. Another samurai token. Thundersteel Colossus, artifact vehicle, trample and haste. Another mirror shell crab. Golden tailed disciple. Kami's flare. Another clawing torment. Another geothermal Kami. Voltage surge. Twisted embrace. I've used this like twice so far in the arena. It's pretty cool for 2 mana, 2 black. Enchant artifact or creature. When it enters battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And it gives +1/+1 to enchanted permanent. And it gives +1/+1 to enchanted creature. Another Kamano faces Kakazan. Circuit Mender. Artifact creature insect for 3 mana. It's a 2/3. Enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. And when it leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Another Assassin's Ink. Hotshot Mechanic. Artifact creature Fox Pilot. Cruise vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. And it says in the flavor text, if your mech is factory standard, you might as well be walking. Invoke the Winds for 1 mana and 4 blue. Gain control of target artifact or creature, untap it. It says, are you seriously telling me your heavy combat mech blew away? Rizona, leader of the Asari Uprisers. I got a foil forest. Bamboo forest? No, I'm not sure if it looks like bamboo. It's pretty cool. Rugged Highlands, red or green mana, enters battlefield tapped, and you gain 1 life. Cool looking artwork for this Dragon Spirit flying 5/5 token creature. Another Grafted Growth, Imperial Oath, another Simian Sling, another Reckoner's Bargain, another Bearer of Memory, another Moonsnare Prototype, Moonsnare Specialist, Jukai Trainee. Earlier today I added that to a deck in the arena, but just haven't used it yet. A Human Samurai that when it blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Another Voltage Surge, another Modern Age, Dragon Spark Reactor. When it or another artifact enters battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on it. For 4 mana, sacrifice it. It deals damage equal to the number of charge counters on it to target player, and that much damage to up to 1 target creature. Replication Specialist. Norika Yamakaze the Poet. Legendary creature Human Samurai with Vigilance. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you may cast target enchantment card from your graveyard this turn. Alright, another rare. Tatsunari Toad Rider. Legendary creature Human Ninja for 2 mana, 1 black, and he's a 3/3. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature named Kaimi, create Kaimi, a legendary 3/3 black and green frog creature token with whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And for 1 green or blue mana, Tatsunari Toad Rider and target frog you control can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Another art card, and another one of those spirit creature tokens. And we got another Automated Artificer, another Mnemonic Sphere, another Kitsune Ace, another Kami of Industry, another Kami of Terrible Secrets, another Careful Cultivation, and another Jukai Preserver. This time a alternate art for Prerelease Samurai. A 3rd Modern Age. Containment Construct. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card this turn. It says automated units are deployed to stabilize merge sites deemed too dangerous, even for trained intercessors. Okaiba Salvage. For 4 mana, 1 black, return target creature or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then put 2 +1/+1 counters on that permanent if you control an artifact or an enchantment. Dockside Chef. Enchantment creature, human citizen. For 1 mana, 1 black, sacrifice an artifact or creature to draw a card. He says, the squirming is how you know it's fresh. Alright, cool. Got Reality Chip. Legendary artifact creature, equipment jellyfish. For 1 mana, 1 blue, and 4 toughness. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. As long as the Reality Chip is attached to a creature, you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. And that's another rare card. And we've got a foil containment construct. Another Jungle Hollow, and another Samurai token. Alright, our last pack. And my GoPro battery's dying. Spell Pierce. Counter target creature spell unless its controller pays 2 for only 1 blue. Papercraft Decoy. Artifact creature frog. Unstoppable Ogre again. Another Debt to the Kami. Another Master's Rebuke. Another Short Circuit, another Ancestral Katana, an Ironhoof Boar, Sunblade Samurai, a third Fall of the Lord Kondo, and a Asari Cat. Alright, so it seems I didn't get 1 mythic rare, but alright, this is a really cool set. I'm liking it more than I thought I would. But these are the rares I got from these pre-release packs. Kotose the Silent Spider, Lizard Blades, Springleaf Avenger, Boseiju Who Endures, a foil Lion Sash. It's got a 2022 mark on there. Satoru Amazawa, the Reality Chip. Tatsunari Toad Rider, and Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Let me know in the comments below what rares or mythic rares you've gotten, and what are some of your favorite cards in this new Kamigawa New and Dynasty set, or even which rares and mythic rares, and what are your favorites that you've used in the arena. If you enjoyed this video, exile the like button, subscribe, and thank you for watching.